Okay, after all my hype, the God of High School anime is finally out, about 2 months ago or whatever. Yeah, I know I'm super fucking mega late on this, and I'm sorry. There's been a bunch of people asking me, like, hey, are you ever gonna make a God of High School video? Are you ever gonna make a follow up video? You talked a big game about God of High School for some asshole who's not gonna make a God of High School video now that it's out. All I can really say to that is, better late than never, I guess. I'm here making a God of High School video now, and I kind of want to talk about God of High School's big problem today. Yes, despite all my hype and all of my excitement, it's not a perfect anime, and I'm not a coward, so I'm going to talk about why it isn't one. And if you're someone who is here just to dislike the video based on the title and the fact that I would dare say that God of High School, the anime, has a problem, I love you, I appreciate you, I wish you nothing but the best, but I need you to go ahead and fuck off because I have stuff to talk about. So first and foremost, I love almost everything about the God of High School anime. The art is not only good on its own as like a standalone anime, it's totally good, but on top of that, it does a really good job of capturing the art style of the manhwa, the whole aesthetic of the characters and the fights. I'm a big fan. I absolutely love the way this anime looks, especially compared to You Know What. On top of that, it has had really good music so far. I love the opening. I mean, all the music I've heard associated with God of High School, which I can't confirm if it's all the music. I'm not a huge anime music listener, but what I've heard so far, it's been great, dude, and no complaints about that. And the sound design and voice acting also both great. I love the cast. I don't think there's any character I've encountered so far in the anime that I think is miscast. There was a lot of people in the Tower of God anime that I was like, yikes, dog. That's going to be a big yikes for me. This character should not sound like that. But so far, in God of High School, I've been a big fan of every voice actor in the show. So it might sound like I am just saying everything's great, but there is a problem. And there's one big problem, in my opinion, and that is the pacing of the story. Now, to be fair, I know that the manhwa creator has come out and said that he likes the pacing. He likes that it's as fast paced as it is, but maybe he needs to shut the fuck up. Maybe he doesn't know what he's talking about. Maybe consider that. So if we take a look at episode 1, in the first episode of the anime, it has about 7-ish chapters of the manhwa has been adapted to that episode. We'll say like 7.5. Now here's the thing. I don't know if the reason that this happened was because there just wasn't enough money to animate everything, or that they genuinely thought this was a good decision, but in my opinion, there's just too much being cut. And I get that for a lot of people is probably not going to be a game. I mean, it isn't ruining the anime for me, and I don't think it should for you either. That being said, I'm also not going to ignore it, and I would implore you to not ignore it. At the end of the day, I think God of High School is a manhwa. Like, genuinely, this is me being completely honest with you guys. Out of all the manhwa I've read, God of High School is probably the most suitable. I think I've said this in a video before, but I think it's the most suitable for an adaptation. I really don't think they needed to do that much. There wasn't a whole lot of cleanup that it needed. It didn't need a big change in art style. The characters were fine. There were no big changes this series needed to come across as an amazing anime. It was perfect the way it was, which is why I'm left slightly disappointed that they would condense so much per episode. And like I said before, I don't know the reason. I mean, I could sit here and speculate all day, but that doesn't really do any good. And I am genuinely curious to see what you guys think, because while I might not agree with the opinion, I will say it's a valid one to hold, that maybe it isn't too fast-paced. Maybe you like the pacing. Maybe you're glad that so much stuff is cut out because you want to get to, like, the gods fighting each other in heaven type of shit. Honestly, here's what upsets me the most about this. This, in my opinion, is a pretty big flaw. It's a pretty big error. I don't think this much should have been condensed into one episode. The problem is, everything else is so good about the anime, and it's going to be so good regardless, that I feel that too many people are going to just overlook this and excuse it. And I mean, I guarantee I'll get like a comment or two on this video at least saying like, you're an asshole for even bringing this up. But here's the thing. I don't want this to become the norm. I don't want people in the future, because I genuinely do think after God of High School, it's going to be a mega smash hit. So after God of High School, I do think we're going to be seeing a lot more manhwa adaptations. And what I don't want people to see is God of High School putting so much content per episode, cutting so much out and being like, oh, that's how we have to do an adaptation. I don't want this to become the norm. And so I really hope that people don't just stay silent about it forever. I hope that the discussion continues. Not that I'm a relevant enough person to really start a meaningful discussion, but hey man, a boy can dream. And here's the thing, I'm pretty conflicted because yes, I dislike this. I strongly dislike the aspect or this aspect of the anime. But at the end of the day, I'm someone who's been following God of High School for a long time. I actually believe that God of High School was the first ever thing I read on Webtoon. I think it is. I'm almost positive it is. I've been following it for a really long time. It's a series that I enjoy and I have enjoyed. I've read and reread it many times over. So at the end of the day, I am very, very happy that it got an adaptation of this quality. I don't want anyone to, not. I want to make that very clear. I want everyone to understand that. But I think it's important that we talk about this. I'm curious to see if this is something that, looking back, I mean, obviously, I can't see the future. God, I wish I could. I wish more than anything that I could see the future. I want to see how I die. But I wonder if when the full episode count is done, when this anime's first run has been completed, I wonder if people are going to be looking back and say, you know what, I was fully satisfied, or if more people will have converted by then, like happened with Tower of God, where now I'm seeing so many more people come out and be like, you know what, Tower of God was kind of a yikes, dude. But at the beginning, in the first few episodes, like the first 3-4 episodes of Tower of God, everyone was the polar opposite. They were attacking anyone who was saying Tower of God was bad. And now it seems like public opinion has really shifted to more 50-50. But I suppose that's pretty much, I should stop rambling. Like I said, I love the art, I love the animation, I love the sound design, voice acting, music. I love everything about it except the pacing of the story. And I'm very curious to see how you guys feel. Do you guys think that the pacing is just too fast? You think it's perfect? You think it's too slow? I mean, shit, dude, I'm all ears. Let me know. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with a shitty question and answer video that I would highly recommend you skip.